my account was hacked and they had to help me get it back. And the man that did it was my own deadbeat absentee father.
Lil Tay claimed her dad hacked her.
What's up guys, the Antio here, and today we have a video called The Unsettling World of Child Influencers. Now we're talking about like Ryan's world and whatnot. I kind of feel bad for him though, because like honestly it's like, yo, does he want to keep doing this? At some point this stuff's going to get old. You're going to be like an adult soon and you're still doing like the whole little toy review. It can get crazy out there. Like it gets pretty disturbing. But let me see what visual Vic's talking about, because I don't know if there's any more. But if there is more, let me know in the comments, because if he shows all the ones that we do see and there's more that I don't know about, I'm kind of curious to hear about them because I ain't never heard about them before. All right, let's stop yapping. Let's get right into it. Okay.
Kidfluencing, an $8 billion
Damn.
industry.
Is a 9-year-old model too young? Oh my gosh, there has been so much controversy surrounding this young 9-year-old model.
The child in this case is the product, right?
Why y'all modeling at such a young age?
It's a 24/7 job.
From the outside, child influencers sometimes look pretty happy and adorable, but in reality, some of them live under pressure, control, and even fear. And in today's world, it's obviously getting worse. These are the most disturbing cases of child influencers, ranked from bad to terrifying.
Before we get into the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that little notification bell, because I have a long journey ahead and I ain't stopping anytime soon. Now let's get back into the video. Yep.
Boram was just 6 years old, but she already had 30 million subscribers across 2 YouTube channels. And she wasn't just famous.
Yo, I dream to even have at least just 100,000. 30-something billion is insane for a kid that young. Like, how the hell?
She was rich. In 2019, Boram was allegedly making $3.1 million a month from her video.
Goodness.
That same year, her parents bought a 5-story building in South Korea. The building cost around $8 million US. It all came from Boram's content. Although Boram was successful, her fans were worried about her. They felt they needed to save her from her parents. But why? Boram's early videos were simple. She did toy reviews and vlogged about her life. In one video, she cooked noodles on a mini stove and ate them on camera.
It looked cute though.
So Boram's
like
parents
everything looks
wanted more.
Fine.
More views meant more money, so Boram's content got edgier. In one video, Boram stole money from her dad's wallet. That made a lot of parents angry. They didn't want their kids picking up bad habits. In another video, Boram pretended to be pregnant by stuffing her shirt with pillows. Viewers were disturbed. They accused Boram's parents of creating content for shock value. And soon people were asking, was Boram just a kid having fun, or was she a cash cow? Those videos of—
Nah, it's more like CP value. What you talking about? You having these you-know-who's out here looking at these kids acting like they pregnant. They can be like, ooh, I like this. Dang, you know, this is really kind of like, hope them comments are turned off.
Boram stealing and pretending to be pregnant upset a lot of people, and some of them decided to take action.
Yeah, probably some of them happy.
A group called Save the Children took Boram's parents to court. They argued that the videos could seriously harm Boram's mental health, and they showed Boram's controversial videos as evidence. The court took it seriously.
Like her brothers
In the end, Boram's parents were ordered to attend counseling to learn better parenting skills. They also deleted the disturbing videos and issued a public apology. Since then, Boram's content has been more family-friendly, and despite the backlash, she's still one of the richest YouTubers in South Korea.
Damn.
This next kidfluencer was accused of manipulating—
I got family in South Korea.
The case even went to court. Ryan Kaji. Ryan Kaji was everywhere in 2016.
If you watch YouTube, you've undoubtedly seen his face.
Like
and
Ryan?
If you're a parent with a kid who watches YouTube, Ryan of Ryan's Toys Review is a face you know really well.
I never knew that was his last name. I was like, what? Who's that?
Ryan's videos were mostly toy reviews. He'd open a box, play with the toy, and share his thoughts, and it made him rich. Between 2016 and 2017, Ryan earned $11 million US.
Goodness.
Then in 2018, 19, and 20, he became the highest paid YouTuber 3 years in a row. In just those 3 years, he allegedly made $77.5 million.
Oh my goodness.
Ryan looked like a kid playing with toys on camera, but behind the scenes, Ryan was carrying a burden viewers couldn't see. Ryan started—
I would do anything to at least have just at least like 500,000.
Making YouTube videos in 2015 when he was just 3. His mom quit her job as a teacher to run the channel full-time. The channel was a hit, but as views increased, so did the pressure. By 2018, Ryan wasn't just a kid opening toys. He was the face of a global brand.
It's funny sometimes when I see myself like at the store on the shelf, I see like Ryan here, Ryan here, Ryan here, Ryan here.
His parents signed deals to put his face all over a ton of merch. There were Ryan toys backpacks, cereal, and even toothpaste. Success meant Ryan was working all the time. This was real hard work. He had to film videos, memorize scripts, meet with sponsors, and more. He was doing the kind of work adult influencers do. But Ryan was still just a kid. Then after all that work, something happened that put Ryan's entire channel in danger.
You don't get exhausted?
Since millions of kids were watching Ryan, big toy brands wanted in. They paid to have their toys featured in his unboxing videos.
Okay.
But nobody told the viewers watching. Ryan would unbox a toy and talk about how amazing it was. But in reality, he was being paid to do that. In 2019, a group called Truth in Advertising figured out what was going on. They realized that 90% of Ryan's videos had some kind of paid promotion. That meant 9 out of 10 videos were ads disguised as playtime. The group filed a complaint with the Federal Trade Commission. Ryan's family was in big trouble now.
Ryan Toys Review is being investigated by the Federal Trade Commission, who's accused the channel, specifically Ryan's parents, of subjecting preschoolers to ads disguised as toy reviews.
But they weren't just going after Ryan. Since the channel was on YouTube, the Federal Trade Commission also sued YouTube and Google for $170 million. It was a giant mess.
So they turned like an ad that they were supposed to make and turned into like one long video. Yo, they kind of, they're better than some other ads. You get these 30-second ads, they said, nah, we're gonna turn a 30-second ad into like a whole 18-minute video. I'm not glad they're kind of smart for that, if you think about it.
To make sure this never
Still
happened
bad though,
again,
but
YouTube made some major changes.
And now YouTube is spinning out YouTube Kids, a separate app, which will have much more strict policies around ads, what kind of ads can go in, how they're displayed, how that's all monitored.
Yeah, sure.
YouTube moved all kids.
There's a lot of sexual stuff on them YouTube Kids ads. I've been hearing about this stuff.
Content to YouTube Kids, and they added stricter rules around advertising. Ryan's World is still one of the biggest channels on YouTube, but it cost Ryan his childhood, because while most kids were just playing with toys, Ryan spent his childhood selling them. This next child influencer was doing something that's not normal for her age. She became a model. Kristina Pimenova. Kristina Pimenova started modeling when she was just 3. By 6, she was working with luxury brands like Armani. By 8, she was on magazine covers. By 9, she had over 2.5 million followers on Facebook. And then she was given,
for all the wrong reasons, I bet. I mean, imagine who else would follow her. Cheese Pizza, COD Points, y'all know what I'm talking about.
A title that followed her for years. She was called the world's most beautiful girl. But the more
that
attention
girl?
Kristina got, the more concerned her
I heard about
fans
that before.
became. The problem started when Kristina's mom made a disturbing comment. She said Kristina spends 4 to 5 hours a day training for gymnastics. That's more than most adults exercise. People started wondering if Kristina was being pushed too hard. One mom posted a photo of her daughter dressed like Kristina. At that point, it wasn't just about Kristina. It was about the example she was setting. Then there was the title World's Most Beautiful Girl. To some people, that was just too much pressure for a 9-year-old.
Just the whole title is too much for me to wrap my head around, let alone a 9-year-old. That's way too much of a title for a 9-year-old. And the fact that she's already being hailed as a supermodel, I think that's crazy. Pretty damaging.
Even CBS ran a story on Kristina. It was titled How Young is Too Young to Be a Supermodel. But as more people complained, Kristina's mom pushed back. To Kristina's mom, the problem wasn't her daughter's modeling. It was the people complaining. She responded by saying Kristina is just a little girl who's attracting a lot of attention. You must think like a creep in order to see something inappropriate in these pictures. But even if she didn't admit it, she made changes. Kristina's outfits became more age appropriate. That was a sign that the complaints were heard. And eventually, Kristina grew up. Today, she's 19 and still modeling. Most child influencers are supposed to be adorable, but this next one got famous by getting on everyone's nerves. Lil Tay.
Oh, goodness.
I'm sure you guys have heard of this influencer. When Lil Tay showed up on the internet in 2018, a lot of people didn't like her.
Yo, what's up? I'm Lil Tay, the youngest flexer of the century.
I remember her back in like 2016. I'm like, whoa, who is this little girl? Why she make so much money? It's just money spreading and crap. I'm like, what the hell?
Lil Tay was annoying for 2 big reasons. First, she made videos bragging about how rich she was. She flaunted cash, fancy cars, and mansions. Second, she mocked people who worked hard but weren't as rich as her.
I got a $350,000 chain. Y'all haven't seen this in your lives. I'm richer than all y'all broke haters. Y'all grown men hating on me because y'all broke and jealous.
And the crazy part was Lil Tay was only 9. Her annoying videos made her famous. In a few months, she got 1.2 million followers on Instagram. But behind all the flexing, Lil Tay was hiding an
she never
explosive
aged.
secret, and it was about to come out. In May 2018, a video leaked online. It showed Lil Tay's older brother feeding her lines and telling her how to act.
Lil Tay be
I heard about the brother and how he was kind of like being manipulative. I was like, yo, what is going on? This is crazy.
popping on YouTube right now.
You gotta be like more ignorant. You have to be like, oh, Lil Tay out here. But what did he say?
You still irrelevant, like I said last time.
Damn. Yo,
That's
this
when
is
people
crazy.
realized the truth. Lil Tay wasn't a kid acting out. She was being coached. Lil Tay's mom
Why is
was
the brother
in on
doing
it
this?
too. The internet found out that Lil Tay's mom was a real estate agent. She used her boss's mansions and luxury cars in Lil Tay's videos. The wealth Lil Tay flaunted wasn't hers. It was borrowed. Once the truth got out, people were furious. Not just because Lil Tay tried to fool them, but because her mom and older brother were using her for clout. After the scandal, Lil Tay's Instagram was wiped clean.
Damn.
We have a code red. Lil Tay
Where's the father at?
deleted everything. It's all gone. Lil Tay's gone. I mean, she's there, but all the posts are deleted. All the videos are deleted.
At that point, Lil Tay's absentee dad came in to save her. In an interview, he
Okay.
said, "I do not think a 10-year-old girl should be put in those situations and made to drop out of school
There's
so
the
that
dad.
she can make money for other people." He filed for custody and won. Lil Tay went to live with her dad and vanished from the internet. Everyone thought her influencer days were over, but a few years later, they heard about Lil Tay
I heard about it
again,
recently.
but it was tragic news. In August 2023, this message appeared on Lil Tay's Instagram. "It is with heavy hearts that we share the devastating news of our beloved Claire's sudden and tragic passing."
No, I heard about that. Out of nowhere, they thought she had died, and then she came back out of nowhere saying, like, "Why do you think I'm gone? I'm right here." Like, imagine just living life outside of...
Talk, you damn nerd!
Imagine living a life outside of social media, and then out of nowhere, you come back and they tell me you're dead. Like, I'm right here. I was like, yo, that's kind of creepy, though.
Lil Tay's real name was Claire, and the news spread fast.
Lil
But she's not
Tay's
gone, right?
loved ones are mourning the
Right?
loss of an internet sensation.
I don't think she was.
The teen rapper, whose real name is Claire Hope and who rose to fame online in 2018, has passed away.
No, she's not
She
gone.
was only 14, but things didn't add up. The city authorities had no record of her passing, no death certificate, no police report, nothing. Also, the day after Lil Tay's passing, a Lil Tay crypto coin was launched. Then out of nowhere, Lil Tay popped up on Instagram. She was alive. And
Yeah.
she told the world
And
what
she's talking
really
about it.
happened.
That my account was hacked and they had to help me get it back. And the man that did it was my own deadbeat absentee father.
Lil Tay claimed her dad
What?
hacked her Instagram and faked her death. Also, he could promote a Lil Tay crypto coin.
So this was his last resort. And the next day, he launched, alongside some other frauds, he launched a crypto coin attached to the Lil Tay name.
She said more disturbing
That's
things
insane.
about her dad.
He started a court case to silence me so I could not speak on what was happening and so he could take control over my money.
The spotlight was on Lil Tay.
Is that why he took her in for custody? Yo, he takes her so that he can get the money too. Yo, the whole family's a bunch of bad people.
Again. So she tried to make a comeback by dropping a music video, but it didn't stick. After 2 weeks, the buzz died and the internet moved on. Today, Lil Tay is almost 18. Hopefully, her days as
How's she not an adult yet? How long has it
won't
been?
mess up the rest of her
Has she
life.
aged
This
ever?
next case wasn't just disturbing; it was criminal. Jaaliyah.
Who?
Jaaliyah was just 7 when she and her siblings started appearing on the YouTube channel CJ So Cool. They
Oh,
made pranks,
I heard about
vlogs, and family content. The man behind the channel was CJ, Jaaliyah's stepdad. CJ's brand was being the wild, unpredictable dad who pranked the kids. But some of CJ's pranks didn't seem funny. They felt mean. In one 2016 video, CJ secretly mixed laxatives into his kids' ice cream. After eating it,
I saw this video back in 2016. Yo, okay, I was like, yo, do I remember this? And they were like crying and stuff, and like you heard them in the bathroom. I'm like, yo, this is so messed up.
Yet they held their stomachs in discomfort. While they complained, CJ just laughed. He filmed the whole thing like it was a joke. The prank was so absurd that it made headlines, but the other videos got worse. In another video, CJ convinced his wife that their kids were kidnapped. Obviously, she
What?
freaked out, but while she screamed, CJ filmed it as content.
I wouldn't do
In a
that
different
ever.
prank, he made her believe one of the kids passed away in a swimming pool. The pranks were extreme, but but they got views. However, not everything on the channel was
okay, I know all that.
CJ also posted fun family vlogs, and Jaaliyah appeared in these happy videos.
We got Jada up in the house looking fresh in the babe styles and the threes.
She do look clean.
What's up, man? How was school? Did you get in a fight? What happened? Any more arguments?
Then in 2022, the family fell apart. CJ and his partner split, and it was a messy breakup. In the end, CJ's partner left with their kids, including Jaaliyah. Viewers thought that was the end of the story, but 2 years later, Jaaliyah came forward with serious allegations. Anyone who saw the channel saw Jaaliyah and CJ together. Remember, CJ was her stepdad, but their bond seemed natural, like a father and daughter. That's why her accusations were so shocking. Jaaliyah said CJ acted inappropriately toward her when she was younger. To back up her claims, Jaaliyah shared disturbing entries from her personal diary.
When that day comes and I see him in the casket, I promise I'll be crying. The tears of joy, all of my anger, sadness, and hate for that man will always stay with me though, till the day I die. I'm just so mad at myself for letting him.
But CJ denied everything. Jaaliyah didn't back down. On Instagram, she said she wasn't a little girl anymore and that she stood by what she said. Eventually, the case—
how are you gonna try to deny it? They got videos of it. It's on YouTube. Like what?
Went to court, but it didn't go far. In March 2025, CJ revealed that the charges were dropped. No one knows what truly happened. It's disturbing to think that the girl smiling in those videos could have been suffering behind the scenes. On the other hand, it's just as terrible to think it could have all been made up. The internet has made it easier than ever to turn kids into content, but when views come before safety, it's no longer entertainment, it's exploitation. And there's no excuse for putting fame over their future.
Right.
Visual Venture.
Damn, yo, like, man, just let the kids be kids. Y'all don't gotta always have them on camera. Some of them don't want that kind of attention, you know? But that was the unsettling world of child influencers. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Keep it chill. I love y'all, and until next time, peace out.